So when you're navigating between different potentials in your reality, the main key skill is relaxation, and it really is a skill, because some of these maneuvers, let's say, some of these trips of the mind between times, they can be really emotional, they can be quite intense, they can be even painful, right? And just to give you an example of how this can play itself out, if you've ever been in a yoga class or a stretch position before, and you found that you hit that sweet spot where you're accessing the tension and pain in the body, and the body starts to release and you start to breathe and relax, and perhaps you're in a class and the instructor there says, okay, now you're going to stay here for 3 breaths or 5 breaths, and you're there and you're like, and you're trying to get through it, and finally in your mind you're counting, and you're talking, and the monkey mind is going, this is intense, I can't wait to stop, I've just got to get to the point. And at an unconscious level, the longer you stay in that position, that pose, that stretch, the more tension gets released from the body. And from that moment afterwards, you start broadcasting a whole different energy frequency signature, which means you have access to a whole host of new potentials that previously you were locked up in from. And so when I get into that position, and this goes back to that warrior mindset of the warrior who has accepted death before the battle is the one that mostly will survive. When you get to that count, and they say, okay, last breath, and you breathe, and they say, okay, and they go to move on to the next pose, you can actually say, you know what, I just need a bit more time here to release a little bit more, to go a little bit further, to go a little bit deeper, to relax a little more, to open up to new potentials that I didn't have access to before. And when you can do that, and you can relax through that tension, that pain, man, it's like letting toxic air out of your body. It's like filling up with golden light. It's like watching the dollars grow